Hello and welcome to the RDF Tactics YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a tactical analysis on Italy's attacking play, also when they're out of possession from their first match against Turkey, and in Football Manager we are going to recreate that. We're going to also see how well Italy can do in Euros. Also, this tactic was tested with AC Milan, but the results will be on my website. Of course, the link will be in the description below. Before we start, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Let's get this channel to 10,000 subscribers. Make sure you like this video as well, most importantly, and also leave a comment if you have any recommendations or any feedback. Let's get started. Italy started the match in a positive way by keeping possession and circulating the ball without being in a hurry even when they build up from the defence. This precise and continuous circulation of the ball was one of Italy's key tools to dominate the game and prevent Turkey from being dangerous. The 63% possession rate showcased Italy's players' confidence and determination to win this match by imposing their style that is based mainly on possession, quick short passes and movement without the ball. To do so successfully, the players needed to be 100% focused and patient, especially when in possession, otherwise the actions would not have been concluded well. Italy were not able to create dangerous chances initially since Turkey made their mission a bit complicated by defending with 10 players as soon as Italy reaches their own half. However, Italy created some clear goal scoring chances, especially thanks to the continuous movements of Spinazzola and Florenzi and the reliance of both wingers Insigne and Berardi to find solutions from the wings, given that Turkey opted for defending centrally. Even though this made it difficult to serve Immobile or pass to the midfielders to penetrate inside the box, the 5 players who played on the wings, including Giovanni Lorenzo who replaced Florenzi at half time, were on their best form and were able to break Turkey's defence on several occasions, either by dribbling or by resorting to 1-2 passes to get rid of opposing markers. In addition, Berardi's role consisted not only playing on the right wing, but also moving towards the box and asking for the ball besides Immobile as the second striker. This happened so often in the match and gave Italy an additional option inside the box. At the same time, it confused Turkey's defenders who were not able to predict Berardi's movements. Italy's midfield was also a big contributor in the team's attacks, whether by serving passes, helping in the transition or providing options up front. Jorginho, Locatelli and Barella were always at the heart of the team's actions and they guaranteed that the ball remains at Italy's possession. In this example, for instance, both Barella and Jorginho were the initiators of the actions, while Locatelli advanced to be an additional striker inside the box and give more free space to Insigne, who moved towards the centre. Italy spent most of the match with the ball and as a result didn't have too much defending to do. However, when they did set up in a defensive stance, it looked very much like a lopsided 3-5-2, which was due to the types of positions players were already taking up in attack. Spinazzola, for example, was often so high in attack that his defensive position hardly ever reached the back line again before Italy won possession. Instead, he joined the compact midfield unit alongside Berardi tucking inside on the right. Insigne and Immobile often remained withdrawn from the rest of the team and ready to be used as outlets. The shape was lopsided in that it often favoured the left, partially due to Italy's use of Spinazzola in attack throughout the first half in particular, and also due to Turkey's inclination to attack down the right. Positively, from an Italy perspective, they were excellent at winning the ball back in a few moments they were called into action. Bonucci and Chiellini dealt with the balls over the top and showed that they still have more than enough left in their tank to play at this level. Anytime the ball got past them, Donnarumma was also more than up for the task. But Turkey found it very difficult to even get that far, partially down to their own sloppiness but also down to Italy's midfielders. Jorginho and Locatelli were excellent in winning the ball back before Turkey could even get going, and Barella stepped up his aggressive pressing in the second half to great effect. Led by 3 midfielders, Italy defended throughout the match with a sense of fire and urgency, ready to be robust and disrupt play, even if it meant giving away fouls. But that was Italy out of possession. We're going to now look at how Italy scored their goals. As soon as the second half started, Turkey were not as attentive and reactive as they were in the first half, and Italy were able to exploit this with their own midfield passes between the lines to create numerical superiority. And in the first time that they were able to execute that, they scored following a defender's mistake. Yet, the main contributors for this goal were Locatelli's excellent pass between the line, Barella's quick pass towards Berardi that created a numerical superiority, and Berardi's effort on the wing before crossing the ball towards Immobile. Then Italy did not cease from attacking and kept relying on the same mentality and on using quick short passes and continuous movements without the ball in attack to keep possession in the final third and be dangerous whenever possible. The second goal, therefore, came following Italy's possession in Turkey's half. Then Berardi was able to spot Spinazzola's run on the left wing. Berardi's pass gave Spinazzola the chance to shoot despite being marked, and then Immobile was ready to finish the action with a shot on goal after Checo was able to save the first one. In the few times in which Turkey opted for using shorter passes in defence, they directly got punished by a third Italy goal. Berardi was able to anticipate Checo's pass to Merash, and he quickly passed to Immobile, who then gave it to Insigne in a perfect shooting position, and this time Napoli's captain did not fail in giving the ball the necessary effect to hit the net. But that there wraps up Italy's tactical analysis. We are now going to move into Football Manager, see how well Italy can do in Euros using the very same tactic. So now let's head over to Football Manager. So here is RDF's Italy Euro 2020 tactics. So first we're going to go through the team instructions, then the player roles and the player instructions as well. So for the mentality, we are using the positive mentality. For the attacking width, we are using fairly wide, it's bang in the middle. So we aren't going to be focusing our play through the central areas, neither exclusively on the flanks either. It's going to be a mixture of both. For the approach play, we are going to be playing out from the defence. Ideally, what I want is Jorginho to drop, but also Locatelli to drop and collect the ball as well, as that is what happened in real life. But in Football Manager, it may happen randomly. One time it could be Locatelli, and the other time it might be the advanced playmaker on the attacking duty. But for the passing directness, we are on much shorter. For the countering tactic, because there is two tactics, for the one that's more based on the counter attack, we are using shorter passing. And for the tempo, we are using slightly higher. In the final third, we are going to be sending whipped crosses and also work the ball into the box. In transition, when the possession has been lost, we are going to be doing some counter pressing, and when the possession has been won originally, we aren't doing anything. There is no counter movements, but if we do want to focus on the counter attacking or penetrate more when we do win the possession back, then we can use the counter on the second tactic. When the goalkeeper is in possession, he is going to be throwing it long. Out of possession, we are using a higher line of engagement, a higher defence line. The defensive width is set to standard. We are using a pressing intensity of more urgent and also get stuck in. And now for the player roles. In goal, we are using a sweeper keeper on the attacking duty. In central defence, we have one ball playing defender on the defend duty and the other is on the cover duty. They are both going to be passing it shorter, but the one on the left is going to be dribbling more. On the left flank of the defence, we are using a wing back on the attacking duty. He's going to be marking tighter, and on the right side is the wing back, but on the support duty, he's going to be taking more risks, crossing from the byline and also marking tighter. In defensive midfield, we have a deep line playmaker on the supportive duty. Ahead of him is the box-to-box midfielder who's going to be passing it shorter and moving into the channels, whilst his partner is the advanced playmaker on the attacking duty, and he too is going to be passing it shorter. On the left flank, we are using an inverted winger, taking more risk, getting further forward, closing down more and marking tighter. On the right, he's going to be doing similar things, but he's the inside forward. He's going to be sitting more narrow, closing down more and marking tighter. Lastly, up top, we have a pressing forward on the attacking duty, and he has no added instructions. So that there is the tactics wrapped up. So there are two. One is more based on counter-attacking, penetrating more once we have won the ball, and the other is more based around possession, which was the main tactic that was used throughout the whole tournament. But for AC Milan, I did come up with some issues, which is why I do have a countering version. But now we are going to check the results, and don't forget, if you want to see the AC Milan results, then make sure you go to the website and check out the screenshots. But now we're going to check the results of the Euro 2020 in Football Manager. So to start off, we were in Group A with Croatia, Ukraine and the Czech Republic. We played 3, we won 3, we scored 6 goals, but we didn't concede any. 4 of those goals, by the way, came against Ukraine. So the first match, we played Czech Republic, where we won 1-0. We had 20 shots towards their 6. We had 11 on target. We had an XG of 2.25, which is slightly high. We had a possession percentage as well of 58%. Lorenzo Insigne being the match winner. The second match is where we played Ukraine and we came out 4-0 winners, and we took 15 shots towards their goal. They had 13, we had 7 on target, an XG of 2.15 and ball possession of 52%. Lazzari and Orsolini both got 1 each, while Immobile managed to get a double. And finally, the last game in the group was against Croatia. We had 10 shots to their 6, we had 4 on target, an XG of 0.92 and 58% of the ball, Federico Chiesa being the match winner on this occasion. Then we got to the Euro second round where we drew Poland and we managed to beat them 2-0 at Wembley. We had 24 shots at goal, 11 on target, an XG of 2.29. So it looks like we had a quite high XG in this tournament. We had a possession of 60% as well, Lazzari and Bastoni being the goal scorers. That took us to the quarterfinals where we played France in Munich and we came out victorious in that match as well. We had 9 shots at their goal, they had 12, we had 4 on target, we had an XG of 1.16, they had a better XG of 1.94. We had the ball possession of 56% as well, but we came out winners with some fortune as well. As you can see, they had 2 goals disallowed, 1 from Martial and 1 from Kylian Mbappe. So after winning in the quarterfinals, of course that takes us to the semi-finals where we played Germany in London. We won 3-1 in that game as well. This time we absolutely dominated Germany in terms of creating chances. We had 23 shots, 14 on target, an XG of 3.43, the highest for Italy so far in this tournament, but we only had 48% of the ball. Immobile scored 2, Emre Can scored an own goal before Tino Werner scored a consolation. So that took us to the finals where you can see Croatia beat Spain 1-0. So we got Croatia in the final. We've beaten them once before. How did we do this time? We won again, but this time we beat them 3-1 in the final, Wembley in London, and Italy were the better team on that day. We had 15 shots, they had 14, not too much of a difference there, but we had 8 on target, an XG of 1.45. They actually had a higher XG as well, but we had 51% of the ball. Bonucci and Kirby scored, so I'm guessing we were very good from set pieces this match, and Emerson managed to score in the 75th minute just after Bracalo scored in the 56th minute for Croatia. So Italy won the Euros. I wouldn't say it's a complete shock. Italy have the ability, but there are some very good teams in Euros this year, and Italy are one of them. But it's nice to see that Italy did manage to come out victorious in the Euros this time and taking away the trophy. So to look at some stats in the Euros, you can see for the most goals, Italy scored the second most goals with 15, Germany scored 19. Points per game, we were 7th with 1.29. For the most shots for though, we had the most shots at goal with 116. For the fewest shots against, well, we're not in the top 8. For the best pass completion, we came 4th. For the most possession, we came 4th as well with 54%. For the most tackles won, we came in 2nd with 154. Most dribbles made, Italy with 31. For the most clean sheets, we came out on top as well with 5, and for the fewest conceded, we came in, well, joint first with 2 conceded. I also wanted to check the XG as well because it seemed like we had a very high XG total at the end of the Euros, and we did. In fact, we had the most. For the expected goals for, we had a 13.67 score. The second place Germany had 11.19. For the play statistics for the top goal scorers, we have a few players who scored 5. So Immobile was one of those players who scored 5, and that's 1 behind the top goal scorer Ishak with 6. For the most assists, we can see Jorginho is there with 3 and Lorenzo Insigne with 3 as well. For the most shots, Immobile had 19 shots at goal, so did Riccardo Orsolini. For the most player of the match awards, Lazzari with 2, Immobile also with 2. For the most key passes, Lorenzo Insigne with 19. Best pass completion, Milan Skriniar with 99%, Bonucci though with 97% and Bastoni with 96. For the most tackles won, Jorginho did very well in this department with 24, Lazzari getting 21. For the most dribbles made, Orsolini is the player for Italy who got the most dribbles. He is 3rd in the whole of the European competition. For the most clean sheets, Donnarumma is there or joint first with 5, and for the conceded, Donnarumma comes in 2nd with 2, but he did play 1 more game than David De Gea, who actually only conceded 1, which is very impressive for Spain. I did want to show you guys the team report, the attacking efficiency and the defending efficiency, but it seems like it's unavailable. When I click it, it is for the UEFA World Cup qualifiers this season, so I can't actually give you these stats for the Euros, which is kind of disappointing, but no worries. For this part, we're just going to load the Milan save and see their attacking efficiency and their defensive efficiency. So with AC Milan, as the season is done, we are now going to look at their attacking efficiency, and they were aggressive and clinical, but just about clinical. They were almost wasteful. So attacking wise, maybe we can sort something out there, or it might just be the case of the personnel. For conceding, we were quiet and impenetrable, so defensively, this tactic is very solid. Scoring our goals, 31 came from play shots, 12 came from powerful shots, and 23 came from headers. 10 of the assists came from free kicks, 17 came from crosses, and 14 came from through balls. But for the AC Milan results, we can see in the Serie A, Milan won the Serie A. In the Europa League, we beat Sporting in the final, and the Coppa Italia as well. We won that, beating Inter, our rivals, 2-1 in the final. But unfortunately guys, that wraps up this video, this tactical analysis on Italy, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. My name is RDF. Make sure you are subscribed. Let's get this channel to 10k subs. Make sure you like this video as well, and also you can leave a comment if you have any recommendations or any feedback. I will speak to you guys soon. Please stay safe.